DC here. Hi guys and gals. Well, I am having lunch. It is Thursday, and just finished watching one or two videos, actually a taxi vlog by Andy, and I realized he must be in Scotland now because, you know, I watched it late and he was talking about when I'm finished this, I'll be on my vacation. So that's where he must be now. So I hope you're having a good vacation, Andy. I'm going to go over, like, you know, some of these times I see these funny little articles and I make my own comments on it. It's just like it says, if you can read it, it says, just seeing reminders of coffee can stimulate the brain. It's from the University of Toronto. And I kind of laughed in a way when I saw that, because I thought, like, you know, sometimes you think, like, why do you do this type of research? It's been known, like, for years that if you put a stimuli, for example, on addicts or what, and you show them what they call the paraphernalia or whatever, or, I mean, stimulus or something, that it will get you into an arousal mode. Arousal not automatically in the sexual sense, but an arousal in the sense of your physical, your brain parts which are working on that get into an active mode. And basically that's kind of like what they're showing here. They're showing that if you think about coffee, if you talk about coffee, you might actually show some of the symptoms of somebody who's drinking coffee. I was like, duh. I mean, that's what publicity does very often. I mean, they show you things which makes you want something, which makes you feel like you need it, and you go for it. Or sometimes you have the exact, I was going to say feelings as if you've had it. I think it's called placebo effect if you're using it in drug stuff. So sometimes, you know, one gets surprised. You know, you look at things and you know that there's public funding going into this. And I know that universities, you know, more and more need to, you know, finance their research. But sometimes I wonder why. Like here it was like people who experience physiological arousal, again in this case as the result of priming and not drinking coffee itself, see the world in more specific detailed terms. Said the researcher, whose past research has looked at how uncertainty can affect our perception of time. And they were saying one thing, though, that was, again, I wasn't going to say self-evident, but almost, is that these type of effects, like for example the coffee effect, is more pronounced in places where people drink a lot of coffee and have, you know, urges for coffee in a general way. Or, for example, the fact of, you know, you walk around, like if I go to England or to Ireland or what, or the States, anywhere, more or less, you see all these high-powered people, not even actually. You see a lot of the people are walking along with, you know, their mug. It doesn't have to be a Starbucks or whatever, but something, you know, in their hand, and they're just going along and they're tanking up and so on. And you can feel like the energy that's going into them. Yeah, okay. So, however, the effect was not as strong among participants who grew up in Eastern cultures. I wonder if they'd have had that if you talked about tea. I don't know. Anyway, you know, having said that, I was reading that, I was thinking, okay, this is not old research, it's new research from 2019 in, it's called Coffee Cues, Elevate Arousal and Reduce Level of Control, Consciousness and Cognition in 2019. Well, okay. So, if you want to make money, I don't know if these people make money, but I was just going to say, if you don't know what to do, I guess you could go into this type of research. Sounds good. Now I wonder why I'm doing research. I mean, it's stuff like this, actually, if you ask me, stuff like this makes people wonder why people do research. Anyway, so my little rant on what I would consider almost a useless bit of research, but, you know, anyway, maybe I'm wrong, but you tell me what you think. Okay, DC, signing off, everybody. I gotta go back to work myself, actually. Take care. Bye-bye.